Hi guys, welcome to today's tutorial. Today we'll be looking at past question papers from Nabteb WAEC NECO GCE, random questions from different topics. Alright, now our first question is on longitude and latitude, and it says we are given the coordinates of x to be on 28 degrees north, 15 degrees east, and coordinates of y to be on 28 degrees north, 25 degrees west, and the coordinate of z to be on 32 degrees south, 25 degrees west. Now, our question is asking us to calculate the radius of the parallel of latitudes, and two, the distance between the x and the y, and distance between y and z, then the total distance covered and the average speed. Now, in order to solve this, let's first of all represent this on a globe to have a better understanding. Now, let's have this as an equator. Okay, if this be our equator, then we have our prime meridian. Okay, now this is 28 degrees north. That means we have a latitude here, 28 degrees north, and we have another latitude, 32 degrees south. Okay, now we have 15 degrees east. Let's call this 15 degrees east. So this forms our position X, and we have 25 degrees west. 25 degrees west. So this forms our position Y, and this forms our position Z. Alright, now having done this, we are asked to find the radius of the parallel of latitude. Now, for question 1, in order to find a parallel of latitude, we'll be using the formula radius equals r cos theta. Now, in this case, our big R, radius of the earth, is given as 6,400. So this will become 6,400 times cos. Now, our theta here, since we are considering x and y, our theta will be our angular difference. Okay, our theta here will be what is common among them, which is 28. Sorry, not an angular difference. Is when we are finding the distance, is when we use the theta as angular difference. So this theta, cos theta will be what's common constant between them. That's 28. So this becomes cos 28. So our radius would be 6,400 times cos 28, which gives us 5650.86, approximately 5651 kilometers. Now, that will be the radius of that parallel of latitude. Now, the B part says calculate the distance between x and y. Now, since it's on a small cycle, remember in our longitude and latitude, we have the great circles and the small circles. It is important to know that all the longitudes, all right, are great circles, and the only latitude that is a great circle is the equator. Why? Because it divides the earth into two equal parts. Now, since it's on a small cycle, we'll be using theta over 360. All right, let's call it distance equals theta over 360 times 2 pi r, big R, cos theta. Okay, where theta 1, let's call this theta 1. Theta 1 is our angular difference, and theta 2 is the angle that is constant. Okay, now D equals theta 1 angular difference. Now, since we are looking at x and y, our angular difference here will be 15 and 25. Now, since they are on on different sides of the globe, west and east, we add. If they are on the same side, we subtract. So now, for since they are on different sides, we add. That will be 15 plus 25, giving us 40 all over 360 times 2 times pi times 6 400 times cos 28, since is what's constant among them. Now, if we multiply this through, we will be having our answer will be D equals 3944 kilometers. Okay, now that's for the distance between the x and y. Now for C, distance between y and z. Now since it's on the longitude, it's a great cycle, so we'll use the formula theta over 360 times 2 pi r. Now this will give us a theta is the angular difference, okay, which is 28 and 32, okay, giving us 60. So this gives us 60 over 360 times 2 times 22 over 7 times 6400, which when calculated, D would give us what? 6703 kilometers. All right, now to the D part, it says calculate the distance covered. Now the distance covered will be a distance from x to y and y to z. So distance covered would be 3944 plus 6703, which gives us 3944 plus 6703, which gives us 10,647. Okay, now for E, it says calculate the average speed, and we know that speed equals distance over time. And now our distance is 10,647 all over time, which is given to us as 15 hours. That will become 709.8 kilometers per hour. So if approximated, gives us 710 kilometers per hour. Okay, with this, we've answered this question. Our next question says, a bag contains 24 identical balls, 9 blue, 6 red, 4 white, and 5 violets. If 2 balls are picked at random with replacement, find the probability that A, both are same colors, B, both are red, and C, both are different colors. Okay, in order to solve this, all right, let's look at the probability. Total balls will be 24. So probability of blue would be 9 over 24. Probability of red would be 6 over 24. Probability of white would be 4 over 24. And probability of violet would be 5 over 24. Okay, now the probability that both are same colors would be probability of blue, that's picking 2 blues, that would be 9 over 24 times 9 over 24, which gives us 81 all over 576. Alright, probability of red would be 6 over 24 times 6 over 24, which is 36 over 576, and probability of right would be 4/24 times 4/24, which gives us 16/576, and probability of violet will be 5/24 times 5/24, which gives us 25/576. So probability of same colors would be probability of blue, which is 81/576 plus 36/576 plus 16/576 plus 25/576, which gives us what? This will be 81 plus 36 plus 16 plus 25. That gives us 158. So this gives us 158/576. So we have to break it down. Can it be broken down to its lowest term? Okay. Can we use 3? Let's see if 15, no. Okay, we can use 2 divided by 2. This gives us 79/576 divided by 2. 288. All right. That will be our probability for same colors. Okay, now next we look at probability of red. Probability of red, which we found to be what? 36/576. Now let's break it down to its lowest term. Breaking it down to its lowest term would give us 36 into 576. 576 divided by 36 gives us 16. So this will be 1/16. Okay. Now, next one says probability that there are different colors. Probability of different colors, okay, will be 1 minus probability of same colors. Now we found probability of same colors. This is 1 minus 158/576, which will be 576 minus 158/576. Okay, so 576 minus 158 gives us 418/576, which when broken down, we have it as 209/228. 209/288 when broken down. So that would be the probability that they are all of different colors. Okay guys, our next question is on profit and loss. It says, a man sold an article for 18,500 and made a gain of 2.5%. At what price would he sell to make a loss of 12.5%? Now we need to first of all find the cost price of the item. Okay, so from here we know that our selling price, okay, from here our selling price would be what? Cost price. Okay, let's start with gain. Our gain equals selling price minus cost price. Okay, and our gain percentage gain will be our selling price minus cost price all over cost price times 100/1. And here we are told he sold an article for what? 18,500. So the selling price is 18,500. Okay, so the cost price would be Percentage gain, which is 2.5, which is 5 over 2, equals 18,500 minus cost price all over cost price times 100 over 1. Okay, let's expand. This becomes 5CP equals 18,500 minus CP times 200. 2 going over will be 200. Okay, so this will give us 5CP equals 18,500 times 200. 18,500 times 200 gives us 3700 minus 200 CP. Okay, so this going over will give us 200 CP plus 5 CP equals 37123. Okay, so here we have it as 205 CP equals 3.7. Okay, so as CP, cost price will be 3700 over 205 divided by 205, which gives us our cost price will be 18048.78. Okay, that's our cost price, 18048.78. All right, now, if this is our cost price, now we are looking for at what percentage is it making a loss. Okay, our loss is what? Cost price minus selling price. Okay, and percentage loss is what? Cost price minus selling price all over cost price times 100 over 1. Now we are giving percentage loss as what? 12.5%. When converted to improper fraction becomes 25 over 2 equals cost price, which we have as 18048.78 minus our selling price all over 18048.78 times 100 over 1. Alright, now with this we can cross multiply. This becomes 25 times 18048.78 equals 18048.78 minus SP, selling price, times 200. Okay, so here, expanding this bracket, we have it as times 25, which gives us 451,219.51. Okay, 18048.78 times 5 times 25. Okay, 0.5 equals, okay, this is times 200. That gives us 3609756 minus 200 SP. Okay, so now minus going over will give us 200 SP, and this going over will be 3609756 minus 451,219.5. Okay, minus 451,219.5. So this gives us 200 SP would give us 3158,536.5. So our SP, selling price, will be 3158,536.5 all over 200. So divided by 200, we have it as selling price would be 15792.68. Okay, so that will be the selling price to make a loss of 12.5%. Okay guys, if you've enjoyed our lecture so far, don't forget to like, click and subscribe to our channel. Also click on your notification buttons to get more updates as we update the channel on a weekly basis. Okay, our next question says find the value of n in 213 base n and equals 117 base 7. Now, in order to find the value of n here, we will first of all convert this to base 10. And then converting to base 10, we use our what? Our expansion method. Okay, this will become 213 and 012, which will be 2 times n raised to power 2 plus 1 times n raised to power 1 plus 3 times n raised to power 0. Now this gives us 2n squared plus n plus 3. Okay, and for 117 base 7, we have it as 1 times 7 raised to power 2 plus 1 times 7 raised to power 1 plus 7 times 7 raised to power 0. So this gives us 7 times 7 49 plus 7 plus 7, which gives us 49 plus 14 gives us a 63. So equating these two, we have it as 2n squared plus n plus 3 equals 63. Now, all are in base 10. Collecting like terms, this becomes 2n squared plus n plus 3 minus 63 equals 0. So this gives us 2n squared plus n minus 60 equals 0. Now we have an equation. So we'll factorize this equation to get the value of n. Now using our quadratic formula, all right, we have it as n equals minus b plus minus root p squared minus 4ac all over 2. Now in this case, a equals 2, b equals 1, and c equals minus 60. Okay, when using this formula, it's important to be careful with your signs. So here, let's apply. B is 1, so this becomes minus 1, okay, plus minus root 1 squared minus 4 times a is 2 and c is minus 60 all over 2 times 2. So this gives us minus 1 plus minus root 1 plus 6 times 4, 24 times 2, 480, minus times minus gives us plus all over 4. So this gives us minus 1 plus minus root 480, okay, sorry, root 481, okay, all over 4. So our answer will be minus 1 plus minus root 481 gives us 21.93 all over 4. So our value of n will be minus 1 plus 21.93 over 4, or minus 1 minus 21.93 over 4. So here we have it as 20.93 over 4, or minus 22.93 over 4. So 20.93 divided by 4 gives us 5.23, okay, or 22 minus 22.93 divided by 4 gives us minus 5.73. All right, now so this is approximately 5 or minus 6. Now, but since the value of n, since our base cannot be negative, the right answer would be 5. Since base value can't be negative, it's okay, the value of n equals 5. Okay, so since n can't be negative, the value of n would be approximately 5. Okay guys, so our next question, which is on set, it says a factory worker identified 300 defective items, 90 had finishing defects, 150 had hardness defects, 159 dimensions defects, 30 hardness and finishing defects, 24 had finishing and dimension defects, 60 had hardness and dimension effects, and 15 had all three defects, that is finishing, hardness, and dimension defects. Now, our question says, find how many had only one defect, 2, how many had only 2 defects, and the probability that if an item is picked, that it has only 2 defects. Now, for us to understand this better, let's try to represent this information on a Venn diagram. Okay, so if we have a Venn diagram, since there's an intersection, now all 3 defects, 15, we would write it here. Okay, now let's call this finishing F, hardness H, and dimension D. Now, for our finishing F, they said 90, and hardness H, we have 150, and dimensions, we have 159. Okay, hardness and finishing, we have 13. Finishing and dimension, we have 24, and hardness and dimension, we have 60. Okay, now it says how many defects. Now, so for hardness and finishing only, hardness and finishing only, okay, this intersection point of hardness and finishing only would be 30 minus 15, which gives us 15. So here we are writing 15. Okay, for finishing and dimension only, we have it as 24 minus 15, which gives us 9. So finishing and dimension would be 9, and hardness and dimension only would be 60 minus 15, which gives us 45. So here we have it as 45. Okay, now for finishing only, okay, finishing only, look, F only, we would have it as, now let's consider our F cycle. Considering this our F cycle, all should sum up to what? 90. Okay, if we consider our F cycle, all the figures we would have here should sum up to 90. So this becomes 90 equals, let's call this X, Y, and Z. Okay, 90 equals X plus 15 plus 15 plus 9. Okay, so 90 equals 39. This will be x plus 39. Okay, so 90x give us 90 minus 39, which gives us 90 minus 39 will give us 51. Okay, that is for finishing only. Now for hardness only, H only, we have it as 150. Consider the H cycle, we have it as 50, 60, 60, okay, which gives us 159 equals Z plus 69. Okay, so Z equals 159 minus 69, which gives us 159 minus 69 gives us 90. Okay, so our Z here will be 90. Okay, now to our question A that asks for only one defect. Only one defect will be the summation of x, y, z. Only one defect would be x plus y plus z, which is 51 plus 75 plus 90. Okay, 51 plus 75 plus 90 gives us 51 plus 75 plus 90 gives us 216 items. So 216 items had only one defect. Now, question B says only two defects. Now, only two defects, we'll be having it as 15 plus 45 plus 9, which gives us 69. So 69 items had two defects. And C, the probability that only two defects, an item is picked and only two defects is chosen. Probability of two defects will become 69 over total number 300. Okay, with that, we've answered the question of our set. Okay guys, hope you've enjoyed our lecture so far. Don't forget to click on your notification buttons to get more updates as we upload weekly. Also share this link with your friends and colleagues. See you in the next class. Thank you.